Hi there, this is Galen Martling. Today I'm going to share a mini slimline card, and I'm going to show how I make a mini slimline card. And I'm going to add some Copic coloring also, just to give you an idea of how to color with Copics, but you can use any markers that you choose. I stamped with Copic friendly ink, but you want to stamp with something that's going to work with your markers. So I stamped and then I die cut this panel to fit on a mini slimline card. I do have the measurements and everything on my blog, and for the cutting and instructions on that. So you don't need dies at all for slimline cards. You don't need dies for any cards really. You just need a good paper trimmer to trim all of your layers to the size that you need. In this case, I used a die, and I'm using Copic markers to color it in. I listed the Copics here and on my blog, and I just go in and add touches of color for this reindeer gift box scene. It's really sweet. This stamp and the sentiment are by Unity. It's called Here for You. It's called Here for the Holidays. And it's just darling. I had to use it. And so you go ahead and you just finish the layering. I have a couple of different colors for each color family to layer. And just start with one and then blend in the other color. I just chose traditional Christmas colors for this card, and I added some extra shading. I sort of wanted it to have a little contrasting color in there. Some more of a, almost like a distressed look, but not really. Just some shading and texture. So to do that, I just added some gray around the outlines. And then I added some gray shading at the bottom using 2 shades of gray. And so that's it, just a tiny touch of color there for this card. The main focus here is to show you how I actually make the card base. So this mini slimline card finished and folded is 6 inches by 3 inches. So you want to prepare your card base. You want to cut cardstock. In this case, I'm using color cardstock. And you want to cut it where it will correspond to whichever dies you're going to use. This particular die is less than 3 inches. So I thought a 6 by 6 card panel would work just fine. If you're unsure, just kind of line it up with your paper trimmer before you cut your card base. You don't want to ruin bigger pieces of cardstock, so just sort of eyeball it or just measure it a little bit before you cut your paper. Die companies, lots of manufacturers carry different dies, slimline and regular, and each of those will have their own different sizes. Sometimes they're different. So you want to make sure you double check with your paper trimmer and your ruler to make sure you're cutting your card base right. In this case, I am scoring it at 3 inches because I cut it at 6 inches. Now you can use a scoring board. That was the first example. I have one of those, or my paper trimmer has a little well in there where you can also score and line it up and then score it right on the cut line there. Instead of cutting, you could score it the same using what's called a bone folder. That's what I'm holding there. And then you want to use also that bone folder to just kind of flatten that edge out better. This is an older bone folder, but some scoring boards come with a bone folder included. They are also sold separately. So that is it. That is a mini slimline card. I have an envelope here that fits it, but those small office envelopes work just as nice. You can also use a money holder envelope that has like a side or a top flap. That works too. These envelopes I purchased a set of them in different colors. So it's up to you how you want to package it. It's a little too long for a regular A2 size envelope. And then you just layer that top panel right onto the card base. I used foam tape for that. And then you place it in the envelope and it's all ready to go. The only extra thing I did was add some little red adhesive gems. Thanks so much for watching. Please take a moment to subscribe and have a wonderful day.